You think you need more time, but what you really need is more presence. For years, I believed that the secret to getting ahead was to outwork everyone. Longer hours, less sleep, more hustle. I stacked my calendar, juggled 6 projects at once, and inhaled caffeine like it was oxygen. But there was always this sense of falling behind, of never quite catching up, and the more I tried to do, the more scattered I felt. The world tells us that the way forward is to push harder. The truth is, the most powerful productivity tool I've ever discovered isn't caffeine, and it isn't hustle. It's mindfulness. Mindfulness, the productivity superpower no one taught you. Let's talk about the myth of hustle and multitasking. We've been sold the idea that doing more equals achieving more. It's the air we breathe in every modern workplace. Move fast, break things, keep up or get left behind. But neuroscience tells a different story. Multitasking, far from making us more efficient, actually reduces our IQ by up to 10 points. That's the equivalent of pulling an all-nighter or losing a full grade of intelligence every time you try to do everything at once. And here's something even more staggering. Our minds wander 47% of our waking lives. Nearly half our day is spent somewhere other than where we are, lost in thought, replaying the past, worrying about the future, or simply distracted. Every time we switch contexts, cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes in our bodies. That means every browser tab, every notification, every mental gear shift is literally costing us clarity, energy, and health. Here's the real secret. Mindfulness isn't about sitting cross-legged on a mountaintop. It's about reclaiming your attention, moment by moment, so you can choose your response instead of just reacting. It's about learning to be where you are, fully, so you can do what matters most. My journey into mindfulness wasn't some gentle stroll. It was a deep dive. 6 months in a silent retreat, meditating 14 hours a day. No phone, no talking, just me and the endless chatter in my mind. At first, it felt impossible. The absence of noise was deafening. By the 3rd week, something broke open. My identity, the story I'd built around who I was, what I did, how I needed to be seen, started to unravel. Without the constant input, without the dopamine hits of emails and likes and to-do lists, I had to face the raw material of my own mind. But as the noise faded, something else emerged: clarity. Beneath the surface static, there's a deep reservoir of stillness, a kind of quiet power. I learned that focus isn't about forcing your mind to stay on one thing. It's about noticing when you've drifted and gently bringing yourself back, over and over. It was in that silence that I found the strength to meet discomfort, to ride the waves of boredom and restlessness, and to discover how much of my life I'd spent on autopilot. When I came back to the world, everything had changed. I realized the world doesn't need more speed. It needs more depth. We don't need to do more. We need to show up more fully for what matters. Presence isn't just a nice idea. It's the foundation of real productivity. But don't just take my word for it. Science has a lot to say about what happens when you practice mindfulness, even for just 10 minutes a day. Brain scans show that gray matter actually increases in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, planning, and decision-making. The amygdala, our brain's stress center, literally shrinks, making us less reactive and more resilient under pressure. And here's a counterintuitive truth. When you slow down and pay attention, your reaction time actually drops. You become less impulsive, and the quality of your decisions improves. You don't just work harder, you work smarter with more intention and less wasted effort. Mindfulness makes you sharper, not slower. So, how do you bring this superpower into your own life? You don't need 6 months of silence. You don't even need a meditation cushion. Here are 3 practical mindfulness hacks you can use today to reclaim your focus and energy. First, the 1-minute pause. Before any task, whether it's a big presentation or just opening your inbox, pause for 60 seconds. Close your eyes if you can. Notice your breath. Let your mind arrive before your body starts moving. This single minute creates a gap between stimulus and response, and in that gap, you become free to choose your next move instead of running on autopilot. Second, name the distraction. When you catch yourself drifting, thinking about lunch, worrying about a message, or feeling scattered, say it silently to yourself, "I'm distracted," or "I'm anxious." Naming what's happening takes the power out of it. You shift from being lost in the distraction to being the observer of it. Suddenly, you have the power to choose where your attention goes. Third, walk mindfully for 3 minutes. Leave your phone behind. Feel your feet hitting the ground. Notice the movement of your body, the sensation of air on your skin, the rhythm of your breath. Walking can become a moving meditation, a way to reset your mind and body in the middle of a busy day. Even 3 minutes can be enough to change your energy and your outlook. Here's a bonus hack. Turn your email or Slack notifications into mindfulness bells. Instead of reacting instantly, use each alert as a reminder to check in with your body. Take a breath, and then respond with intention. Over time, even your digital life can become a training ground for presence. Mindfulness isn't soft. It isn't a luxury for monks or yogis. It's sharp. It's the foundation of real productivity, powerful leadership, and unshakable mental clarity. The world is louder and busier than ever, but you don't have to be swept away by the current. You can anchor yourself in presence, one moment at a time. Start small. Start now. Even 60 seconds of presence can change your day. The next time you feel overwhelmed, instead of speeding up, try slowing down. Listen for the quiet space beneath the noise. That's where your real power lies. So, what's one thing you'll do mindfully today? Maybe you'll really taste your morning coffee, walk to your next meeting with full attention, or pause before hitting send on that important email. Whatever it is, remember, the quality of your attention shapes the quality of your life. Drop your intention in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're bringing mindfulness into your world. In a world obsessed with doing, choose to be. Focus, presence, power. This is the path to clarity, confidence, and high performance, not just in work, but in life. The most important resource you have isn't your time. It's your attention. Guard it fiercely. Use it wisely. And watch how everything changes. Subscribe for more insights on clarity, confidence, and high performance. Your best self is waiting, one mindful moment at a time.